Have you ever felt like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders? You wake up, and before the day even begins, your mind is already heavy with worries about yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's uncertainties. We often think that being strong means holding on, but what if I told you that true strength lies in knowing when to let go? In a world that never stops moving, we accumulate stress like dust on a shelf. If we don't clean it, it piles up until we can no longer see the surface. Today's story is a warning and a lesson for anyone who feels overwhelmed. Listen closely, because this simple tale might change how you handle every challenge in your life. Once, there was a professor who began his class by holding up a glass with some water in it. He held it up for all to see and asked the students, "How much do you think this glass weighs?" The students started shouting out answers. 50 grams, 100 grams, 150 grams. The professor smiled and replied, "From my perspective, the absolute weight doesn't matter. What matters is how long I hold it." The students looked confused. The professor continued, "If I hold it for a minute, it's not a problem. If I hold it for an hour, I'll have an ache in my arm. If I hold it for an entire day, my arm will feel numb and paralyzed. In each case, the weight of the glass doesn't change, but the longer I hold it, the heavier it feels to me." To help them understand deeper, the professor told them a story of a merchant named Elias. Elias was a hard-working man who traveled from town to town. One day, he found a beautiful, shiny stone on the road. He liked it, so he put it in his backpack. The next day, he found another interesting rock. He put that in too. Soon he was picking up every memory and worry he found. A stone for a failed deal, a pebble for a mean word a neighbor said, a heavy rock for his fear of the future. His bag grew heavier. He began to walk with a hunch. He stopped looking at the beautiful trees and the sunset because his eyes were fixed on the ground, struggling under the weight. One evening, he met an old traveler by a campfire. The traveler asked, "Why do you carry such a heavy load, friend? The road ahead is steep." Elias replied, "I must carry these. These are my experiences, my concerns, my life." The traveler laughed softly. "No, those are just stones. They don't define your path. They only slow you down. If you want to reach the mountaintop before the storm comes, you must decide which stones are worth the climb." That night, Elias looked into his bag. He realized most of the rocks were from things that happened years ago, things he couldn't change. He began to leave them by the fire, one by one. As Elias emptied his bag, his back straightened. He felt a surge of energy he hadn't felt in years. The next morning, he climbed the mountain with ease. He arrived at the top, not because he was stronger than others, but because he was lighter. The professor looked back at his students. The stresses and worries in life are like that glass of water or Elias's stones. Think about them for a while and nothing happens. Think about them a bit longer and they begin to hurt. And if you think about them all day long, you will feel paralyzed, incapable of doing anything. We often spend our precious time holding on to stones of regret. We replay old arguments in our heads. We worry about things that haven't happened yet. Just like the lazy boy who didn't value time, we often don't value our mental peace. Remember, a minute of worry is a minute of life wasted. A day of regret is a day of progress lost. The weight you carry is often a choice you make. Put the glass down. Put the bag down. It's okay to acknowledge your problems, but it's a tragedy to let them paralyze you. As you go about your day today, ask yourself, what glass am I holding on to for too long? Life is too short to carry unnecessary weight. Value your time, value your energy, and most importantly, value your peace of mind. If this story helped you see things differently, give it a like and share it with someone who might be carrying a heavy heart today. Leave a comment below with the word light if you're choosing to let go of one worry today. I'll see you in the next story. Until then, stay strong, stay focused, and keep moving forward.